Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Cancer Coach Talks. I'm your host, Leslie Nance, and tonight we are going to be talking about the frying pan. Not really. We're going to be talking about cookware tonight. I'm super excited to share some good information with you guys tonight about cookware. What type should you buy? I get this question all the time. I mean, quite literally all the time. What kind of cookware should I have, Leslie? What kind of cookware should I be thinking about buying? I need to replace my cookware. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to step behind this butcher block in just a second as soon as I figure out where this camera should be. I just think I need to move you guys back a little bit. So there we go. So this is my kitchen. If you guys have never been in my kitchen before, here it is. This is where the magic happens. I know for a lot of people, magic happens elsewhere, but this is where it happens. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Ann. Hi, Matthew. Thank you. I should probably put on my glasses so that I can see the comments from that far away, but I will do my best. I may have to come back around from the butcher block and get a little bit closer. I have never in my life had good I'm very nearsighted and not farsighted. So yeah, and my whole life has been like that. It's because I have a flat, my right eye has a flat cornea, and so it distorts things from far distances. So anyway, it's good to see you. Hi, Ann. It's good to see you. Right? You don't know you don't know much about the kitchen, right? Because you eat raw, so you don't need to worry about cookware. Is that what you're saying, Matthew? Okay, so let's get started because this is a big topic, and so I want to make sure that I am discussing it well with you this evening. So if you are watching in replay or you are watching live here, and you notice that the top of my head is cut off, I'm going to fix that in just a second. If you're watching this on YouTube as well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We are going to have a big discussion tonight about cookware. I actually pulled out some notes. I taught a class for a long time. Hey, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. I taught a class a long time ago that I had developed called Kitchenatomy, and it was a 10-step kitchen detox process that I had out on my website for a long time. And one of the classes was about cookware. And so I had already done all the research about that. So I took those notes and brought them to this class tonight with me. And so I think I may just share those with you somehow. I don't know how yet. I think I may share those with you. So hi, Richard. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. All right. So we're just going to turn this up just a little bit. It's like you have to get the perfect level so it doesn't look like I have a cut off head, and we can still see what we're doing here sort of on the countertop. I'll hold up everything so you guys can see it. So what I'd like to do tonight, talking about cookware, is I'd like to go from the most toxic to the least toxic tonight. And we're going to talk about each one of these and when it's time to replace and how a little bit, we only have 30 minutes, so a little bit about how to take care of them and all that kind of good stuff. So I really do need my glasses. Let me ask my husband if he will help me out. Hey, Robin? Hold on just a second, guys. Would you mind going downstairs and getting me my glasses so I can see the comments?
Where are they at?
They're laying on the little side table by where I sit. Thank you, babe. Okay, sorry. Because all I can see is there's comments. I just can't see what they say. So I need to get my glasses. Okay, so while we're waiting on that, let's start with the very most toxic. The very most toxic is not Teflon, by the way. I don't even have an example of it in my kitchen, and that is going to be raw aluminum. So raw aluminum is going to be the most toxic type of cookware that you can get, and so it's not. Thank you so much.
Better living through aluminum.
Right? Okay, let's see if this helps. Can I see this way? Still, you guys are still too far away, but at least I can see a little bit better, but not great. So I can see that Sherry just joined. It's still, the print is still too small for me. Okay, so maybe I should go get, hi, it's good to see you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, So the most toxic is going to be raw aluminum. And so this was really popular in the 50s and 60s. So if you have hand-me-down, right? If you have hand-me-down pots and pans, maybe from your mom or your great grandma, or you have really cool, they used to make them in like bright, like greens and pinks and colors like that. If you have anything like that, you need to use it as a showpiece, or a memento, or you need to recycle it, because you should not be cooking in raw aluminum. Raw aluminum is, and especially when we heat it, especially when we get it hot, it actually leaches aluminum into our food. And aluminum, food that is stored in aluminum or cooked in aluminum, that goes for aluminum foil as well, is linked to Alzheimer's and to some cancers. And so you want to make sure that you reduce your toxicity as much as possible. You guys, if I'm not reading comments, it's not because I don't love you. I do love you so much. I just can't see them very well, even with my glasses. I can see that there's comments, but I can't see them very well. Anyway, but raw aluminum is something that should be avoided, whether it's food storage, whether it is aluminum foil, whether it is aluminum cookware. It should be avoided. It should be recycled and find another source. That's why if you're part of my groups and you see, you come to Cancer Cooking School and you're part of my program, my 12-week program, and you come to Cancer Cooking School or my 8-week program, if you come to my Cancer Cooking School, then you then you'll know that I cook with parchment paper a lot in the oven. And the reason is because I don't use aluminum. And so we do not use aluminum in this house in any form whatsoever. It's incredibly toxic to your noggin. So it's linked to all kinds. So do your research about that. The second form that is most toxic, but not as toxic as aluminum, is going to be the non-stick Teflon. Now there are a lot of safer Teflons that have come back, but in the 1980s, Teflon really took off. It was the hottest new thing in cookware, right? It is, I'm sorry, what does that say? Binoculars, yes, that would be better. It's not funny, Anne. It would be better if I went and got my other phone and sat it here so I could see it, but we're not going to go through all that. So anyway, so then this would be the second most toxic type of cooking. I have some news for you though, however, and that is that Teflon is not toxic in two ways. One, if it's not scratched or chipped, it is not toxic. And if you don't use it on super high cooking heat, it is not toxic, right? I know, she's so funny, isn't she? That is very funny, actually. I have some binoculars right here in this cabinet, actually. But if it's scratched, then you should get rid of it. If you only do high heat cooking, then you should get rid of it. Because although it is very gross to have flaked off Teflon and to ingest it, whether it's pretty disgusting, Teflon is actually inert in the human body. So that actually means that it does not pose a risk in the human body. The danger with Teflon is actually what they use. This is going to be anodized aluminum typically. They're going to use aluminum. They're going to use a coating between the aluminum and the Teflon coating. And it's actually that coating between the two, between the Teflon and the aluminum, that is dangerous. And so when you super high heat a Teflon pan like this is my egg skillet actually. So I actually do use, so that should tell you something. I have a little skillet that I use. This is actually made by Anolon, and they actually have a safe Teflon that they use, and they don't use that crazy coating. And that's getting more and more popular to do that. But I actually did a little work for this company. They're an amazing company. But and it's spelt it is spelled Anolon. But it's actually that coating. So if I was using a metal fork in this and I scratched it across the Teflon, and I cooked in it, especially if I cooked like anything acidic like tomatoes or peppers or anything like that, or what else would be acidic? I'm trying to think of, if I use like orange juice as a base or lemon or anything like that, then it can actually leach some of that chemical in my food, and repeated exposure over a long period of time could be dangerous. And so you want to make sure that if you are going to use Teflon, one, that there are no scratches in it, and two, that there are no chips in the Teflon. If there are, then it's time to go shopping and get yourself a new pan. Okay? So there you go. So this is my little egg skillet that I use. This one does have some surface like wear in it, but it's not like scratched to the coating. If it ever gets that way, it goes in the trash and I get a new one. So I do say avoid Teflon as much as possible, mostly because it's really it's great that it's non-stick and it makes an easy cleanup, but why take the risk, right? Why take the risk other than an egg pan? But I can't imagine cooking eggs not in a Teflon pan. So there we go. So that's Teflon. Okay, so we want to move from that. Hold on just a second. So we want to move to the not so toxic. So we've gone from toxic to the not so toxic. And so the first thing that I want to talk about in the not so toxic is actually stainless steel. Now, is anybody surprised? I feel like Vanna. Is anybody surprised that stainless steel is actually on the list? These are my own pots and pans, by the way. They're actually really clean. I'm really good about that. So is anybody surprised that stainless steel is on the list of not so toxic? I think comments are even slower on my phone than they are on my computer. No, you guys are not surprised at all? So most people, except for all of you that are here right now, are surprised that stainless steel is in the not so toxic category. And the reason is, right? You're not surprised. I love that. The reason is because it is actually the quality of the stainless steel that makes the biggest difference. And so if you're going to buy stainless steel and you get 10 pieces for $29.99, that is not a good quality stainless steel, and they have used the stainless steel with other metals that are probably toxic when they get heated. And so you want to make sure that you're buying a nice high grade. Now, just remember that all of your cookware that you have, all of your cookware that you use is an investment. It's not just an investment in your kitchen and in your prep and in your work that you do there to make things easier, to have everything that you need available. It's not just, or it's pretty. It's not just that investment that you need to worry about. It's also the investment in your health. And so a lot of times you get a, hold on, I have to get closer so I can see. Richard's saying, nope, you have stainless steel. You have a stainless steel chunkle on your baker's rack. Yeah, but stainless steel can be toxic, so you want to get a higher grade of stainless steel. And so let me just take a quick look because I can't read with these on. I'll just read you what I wrote in my little class that I did. The minor concern is that not all stainless steel is created equal. Some brands have a large amount of other alloys such as nickel and chrome in them. The concern is once again for acidic foods and cooking at high heat. The metal alloys leach into the food and can cause a toxic exposure in your body. I think leaching is a valid concern, but the risk is minimal. Less expensive cookware have more of these. The less expensive the cookware is, the more of these alloys that will be present. For most of us, stainless is by far the best option for cooking. Although it is not non-stick, it heats very evenly on any type of oven. It is oven and dishwasher safe, and typically the price range is one that most of us can afford. I would recommend these for just about any type of cook, and especially the one that wants to put cookware in the dishwasher. So if you love putting your cookware in the dishwasher, then stainless steel is probably a good option. Just make sure that you buy a nice quality. So price is everything with these, right? Unless it's on sale, price is everything. So for me and my house, the only stainless steel that we will use is made by a company called Chantal. And this is not the first time. yes, right? Yeah, All Clad is amazing, but the price point is too high for most people. Chantal is an amazing company. They're a German company. It's completely nickel free, and it's designed here in the United States. It's made in China. But the other awesome thing is you can see here in the bottom of, you see that ridge right there? There's actually a copper disc that is on the bottom of this stainless steel pan. So it prevents scorching, unless you're like at, you know, the highest temperature setting ever. It prevents scorching inside the pan. And so I love, love, love these. And they are completely nickel and chrome free. So Chantal is Chantal, Chantal, and it's amazing. So that's what I use. This is my 5-quart cooker. And if I'm making soup stocks, or this is what I make all my broths with, my mineral broth, my alkaline broth, my bone broth, anything pretty much gets made in this 5-quart. This is a well-used pot. I've owned it for, oh gosh, this is going on my 4th year with this pot. It gets used almost daily, sometimes a couple times a day, and you can see that the condition of it is still amazing. And I did not clean these before. I mean, they're clean, but I didn't do anything special to them before I came onto the show tonight. So stainless steel, it has the glass lid. I love Chantal. They're an amazing company. They are a medium, small to medium manufacturer, and I just love the way that they do business. So Chantal, a huge shout out to them, right? Yeah. So there you go. Now, if you are used to cooking in Teflon and you go to stainless steel, there is going to be a learning curve. So watch some videos about how to clean it, how to take care of it, how to keep it from sticking. Just watch some good cooking videos that teach you how to take care of your stainless steel cookware. For the most part, what you want to do is always cook on a medium, no more than a medium high heat, just about for anything that you do unless you're boiling water. Medium to medium high heat, medium to medium low is my favorite actually. Don't get in a rush when you're cooking. And as soon as you're done cooking, just give it a good soap and scrub rinse. And then if you want to put it in the dishwasher, you can do that. So yes, but stickier foods, like if you're doing starchy foods like potatoes or eggs or anything like that, there is a little bit of a learning curve. So you just want to make sure that you take care of that and watch that. Okay, so there we go. So that's stainless steel. The second not so toxic is something that is rather new, right? Stir fry, well, that's different though. So if I'm using stir fry, I'm actually using an uncured steel for that. I didn't bring my wok out, but I have an uncured steel that I use for that in the big wok. So definitely do not use a Teflon wok, whatever you do, just saying. So, okay, so this is I've had this pot forever and ever and ever. This is a type of non-stick surface that they've come out with, and they got really popular about 5 or 6 years ago, this white coating, and they basically took a anodized aluminum and they gave it like a, kind of a enamel type coating inside that was non-Teflon, non-stick. The bad news about that is that if it gets scratched, you need to get new, because that same coating that held the Teflon to the anodized aluminum is the same thing here. So you just want to be super careful with that. So the thing I don't like about pans like this, although it's not toxic, it's in the medium toxicity range, and only if it's damaged, quite frankly. The thing that I don't love about this is the fact that you can like never put it in the dishwasher. You can't ever use anything metal in it, like ever, ever, ever. You can't use anything rough in it, like even like sharp wood tools or plastic tools will scratch this. So if you have a household full of people and your kids are doing dishes and are cooking, or your husband or whatever, sometimes cookware like this is not durable enough for this. This is just a backup pot for me that I have. In fact, I haven't used it in so long, I'm not quite sure why I'm hanging on to it, maybe for demonstration purposes. But if it ever gets scratched or damaged, you want to change that. Now these are at a good price point, and as long as you're super careful with your cookware, it is absolutely completely safe. If you are hard on your cookware, then you want to do something different. different. Yes, yes, a ceramic coating. Did I say enamel? I meant ceramic. You're exactly right. So that has a ceramic coat in it. So that is on the, I'm not going to talk a lot about it because they're not my favorite. So I would pick stainless steel over ceramic coating any old day of the week. So for cooking purposes, especially for culinary purposes. Okay, so the completely untoxic options are coming up now. Let me just get a little closer to the camera while I'm moving some stuff over. Why don't you guys, if you have any questions, just pop those into the comment box, and then we'll go to the completely non-toxic. Anybody have any questions so far? You guys good? Are you staying with me? I'm trying to move fast. I have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I needed to do it quickly. Quickly, Leslie, quickly. All right, are we good? Anyone? Are we good? Okay, I'm gonna move on. We're all good. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is another pan. I have a big fry pan. I have a big deep dish. I call it a chicken fryer. Okay, awesome. I call it a chicken fryer skillet, right? I was hiding it. Maybe, yeah. I call it a chicken fryer skillet. I have this saucepan. I have a big Dutch oven. This is this is like one of my favorite lines of cookware out there right now, besides the next one I'm going to show you, which is a Le Creuset. So we'll talk about that. But a Le Creuset is not in everybody's price point. And this is not going to be either. So if you're on a budget, stick with the stainless steel, the higher grade stainless steel. If you want an investment, if you want some cookware that is going to last you the rest of your life, then the next things I'm going to show you are going to be that. And so let me just say, on this higher end cookware, it's shocking sometimes. Like for this particular piece, this is made by Chantal. It's called Copper Fusion. I'll talk to you about it in just a second. But one piece of this can be well over like $150 to $200. The larger pieces can be in the $250 to $300 range. The whole sets can be at $1,000 or more. And so it feels shocking. You're like, holy cow, what is it going to cook for me? But let me just tell you that once you invest in cookware like this, you will never buy any more cookware. And so if you're sick of like having to replace a skillet like every 6 months or every year, and you paid $50 for it and it feels really frustrating, and you want to invest in something that is completely non-toxic, then the next things I'm going to show you are those things. It is worth every single penny that you spend on this sort of thing. And that's not just coming from a chef's point of view. That is coming from just a regular old cook. I give a piece of Le Creuset to my dad at Christmas every year. So he's got a pretty good collection. So it's great to ask for these as gifts. So it's coming up on your birthday or your anniversary, and everybody's like, what do you want? And you're like, well, I totally want this pan. So there you go. All right. So this is from a line called, this is from Chantal. Hold it a little bit closer to the camera. It's going to be backwards, so it doesn't matter. Never mind. This is from a line from Chantal, and this is called Copper Fusion. And this pan is 5 years old. It gets used all the time, and it is in tremendous condition. And the awesome thing about Copper Fusion is that you can go right from the stovetop right into the oven, and without ever missing a beat. And the only thing you need to be careful of is not burning your hand when you pull it out of the oven. So it's completely oven safe. It is dishwasher safe. It is kid proof. It is husband proof. Sorry, husbands. It is wife proof. It is everything. It is absolutely a phenomenal set of dishes, of pots and pans. You will never regret your purchase. Trust me, it cooks evenly. Gas, I cook on a flat top back there, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is phenomenal. So Copper Fusion. So here's the deal. This is all stainless steel, and it has an enamel coating on it. So basically, although this looks like non-stick inside of here, this is actually hardened glass. And so this is a complete, glass is completely safe at any time you cook in glass. It's awesome. You know, remember those Vision cookwares? I used to have some to show, but I don't anymore. Those things were completely safe unless you dropped one, and then you were in trouble. So, but this is basically hardened glass on top of stainless steel, and in the bottom, and this pan is heavy, by the way, on the bottom inside of here is a large copper disc that has been fused. It's not just floating around in there. It's been fused, not like the stainless steel. It's been fused to the pan. And that's what copper fusion means. They have fused the copper disc to the inside, to the bottom of this pan. So that's a glass coating, that's a glass coating, and there's a stainless steel, and then there's that copper disc. And that copper disc is a really even heat conductor. So you get even heat throughout the pan, even up the sides. Amazing, amazing. You can use metal in this. You can put it in the dishwasher. You could take it to the car wash. You could use it as a weapon. This stuff is amazing. So if you want to check it out, it's Copper Fusion. It's made by Chantal, Chantal. If you get sticker shock easily, you're going to get it with this stuff because it is not inexpensive. And it comes in different colors too, by the way. So yes, they actually sent me an entire set to demo, and I did some videos for them and stuff like that when I was more of a food blogger than I am now. I did some videos for them and some reviews and all kinds of stuff. So they actually sent me all of this for free. Which was amazing. So I didn't have to purchase it, but I know how expensive it is. So clear lids, you've got the stainless steel edges that are actually have like a little rubber seal inside so that they don't come apart. They have replaceable handles. All of these handles are replaceable. It's an amazing, you will have it for the rest of your life. I see that there's a question, right? Does it scratch or chip? No, you would have to use a hammer. Right? You would have to use a hammer to scratch or chip this. It is amazing stuff. Dishwasher safe, any type of utensil, you name it, you can use it. So yes, amazing, amazing cookware. And it comes in all different sizes. I'll show you. I have this is my big, what I deem is my chicken fryer. See how big it is? It's a little, I don't know what it's got on it. It's got some kind of like dust on it or something, or something out of my cabinet. But yeah, this is my chicken fryer. This one gets used a lot. It's a great, great pan. Yeah. So there you go. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is this baby. So these are the things that Leslie crunches over. Meaning I have a crush. When I was a little girl, I didn't say I have a crush. I said I have a crunch on them. So these are the things that I crunch on. I promise I'll come over and answer you guys' questions when I'm done. I'm almost done here. So, but these are the things that I love. Is this? This is a Le Creuset. Le Creuset is it's a French brand. This is cast iron. It's solid cast iron, and it has an enamel coating over the top of it. Incredibly durable. It does take some getting used to as far as cooking is concerned. I do not recommend using any metal in it, although if it did get scratched, it's totally fine because it's just cast iron underneath the bottom of it. And they come in different colors, different sizes. This one is the number 22, and Le Creuset is safe to go from stovetop to oven. I do not recommend putting in a dishwasher. You will ruin it every single time. A lot of people are like, oh, they're totally dishwasher safe. And then they get a discoloration in the bottom of their pan and they're like, I wonder what's going on. And I'm like, it's called a dishwasher. So I recommend your Le Creuset that you always hand wash it, although it is dishwasher safe. The best thing about it is that it's completely safe for humans. There is nothing in this that is toxic. Just like the Chantal Copper Fusion, this is completely 100% safe. It is an investment. And it's such an investment. So a pan like this is gonna go for a retail, is gonna go for about $225. for a little pan like this. This one they did not give me. I had to buy it. If you look at Christmas time at like TJ Maxx and Tuesday Morning, they will actually have Dutch ovens that are be like $150 and things like that. So yes, yeah. I know it is. It's amazing, amazing. So there you go. So this is Le Creuset. They do not have see-through lids. They have the cast iron lids. They're quite heavy. A lot of people don't like them because they're heavy and you have to wash them and then you put things in them and they even get heavier. For Robin and I, the number 22 is perfect size for us. If you have a larger family, you'd want to go up a size. But I absolutely adore my Le Creuset. So along the same lines, if you have a champagne taste, if you have champagne taste on a beer budget, then another great brand is Staub. And so this is Staub, S-T-A-U-B. These go on sale quite frequently. This is also cast iron, and it has a coating inside. And this brand goes on sale a lot. This is blue. You can't really tell, but it's actually a navy blue. But this brand, it's French as well. This brand goes on sale quite frequently. It's not as shiny and doesn't have that white coating inside and everything, but it cooks just the same. This is totally cast iron as well, with that beautiful enamel. This stuff is gonna last you the rest of your life. Great for flat top, great for gas, really, really good for gas cooking if you do gas cooking in your kitchen. Amazing, but it's perfectly fine on flat top as well. You just don't want to drop it on your flat top and crack it. But absolutely amazing, amazing cookware. This is just a large double-handled saute pan, and it had the clear lid, and I couldn't resist it. So a big pan like this is about $150, and they have all different types of sizes that you can get. So yeah, yes. Yeah, you love gas cooking. I know, I do too. I just don't have it. I just don't have it in this house. Last but certainly not least is just going to be the plain old cast iron like this. So these come in Dutch ovens. They come in saute pans now. They just come in regular cast iron. This is a nice affordable way. This is a nice affordable way to use cast iron, again, which is totally safe for anybody for cooking. Now, there are some belief systems, and there are a lot of people out there that will tell you a great way to get more iron in your diet is to cook in cast iron. TV shows have actually made it. It's not true, by the way. It's an urban myth. But TV shows, the cooking shows have made cast iron really, really popular. If you're doing a lot of stovetop to oven cooking, I highly recommend just a really nice skillet like this. When I do cook anything, like if I'm gonna cook a steak at home, which is rare, it's like once, I don't mean the steak is rare, I mean that we cook a steak at home is like super, super rare that we do that. But one of my favorite is it's on my website, a one skillet steak dinner. You can cook a steak on the stove top and then finish it in the oven with a whole bunch of vegetables around it. It's an amazing way to cook a steak. Makes great, I have a grain-free cornbread that's on my website that's great for cast iron cooking. I love cast iron cooking. It is completely safe, incredibly durable. The maintenance of this is just a little bit different. You can't put it in the dishwasher. You're gonna have to wash it by hand. It should be dried immediately. It should be washed immediately. It should be dried immediately, and it should be put back into your warm oven so that you get all the moisture off of it so that you don't get any rust, okay? All right, so I'm gonna come over and look at your questions and your comments because I have to take off my glasses to do that, right? Never wash one. Depends on what you're cooking, but yeah. Okay, let's come back and see if there's any. Hi, Jay. It's good to see you. Okay. Yes, where do I find a cookware that cooks for me? Right, Kathy? I know. I want that too. Okay, let's see. I'm going back through. Let's see. How do you spell that? Sherry, which one are you talking about? Anyone? Hold on, I'll get back. Hi, Allison. Your husband never does dishes? That's our deal in our house, right? Yeah, it's not easy to cook in glass. You're right about that. I know. Do you remember that? I know it was a long time ago. Oh, I already spelled it out. Okay, awesome. All right. So you guys look like we're good. We're good tonight. So there you go. That is the dealio. Awesome. That's the dealio on the cookware. Thank you guys for joining tonight. I hope you learned something. If you're watching this in replay and you have questions, type them in. I'll be happy to help you with that. That's the rundown of cookware. We'll talk about food storage on another episode here sometime in the future. I will be back next Tuesday. I do not know what the topics are for next week. If you come up with an idea, like you say, right? Yay, it's good to see you too, Sherry. If you have an idea for a topic and you're like, hey, I would love it if Leslie would talk about this, right? You want to see them in action. There you go. Then yeah, that's the benefits of Cancer Cooking School that my clients get once a month. We do Cancer Cooking School in this kitchen once a month. So, but if you have an idea for a topic that you would like for me to talk about, please, 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 just DM me, send me a message and say, hey, talk about this, right? Right? I know. It's really super important to pay attention to the cookware that we're doing. I talk about it a lot. So I taught a whole class about a kitchen detox, and cookware was a whole class. I used an entire class segment to talk about it, so in detail. So all right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'll be back next Tuesday for the Cancer Coach Talks and Thursday next week. You guys have a brilliant weekend. Remember to take time and take a break from cancer. I think a lot of times a lot of us are dealing with active cancer and cancer diagnoses, and we don't take, you're welcome. Yes, thank you. We don't take time to take a break from our illness. We don't take time to take a break from the constant research and the craziness that surrounds a cancer diagnosis. So going into the weekend, I love you too. Oh, I love you too, Jennifer. But take time this weekend. Set an hour. If you can only manage an hour, it's better than nothing. Take a whole Saturday, take a whole Sunday where you don't even think or talk about cancer at all. Take a break from your diagnosis. It is so important. You will thank you. Your family will thank you, your friends will thank you, and it's such a great way, because cancer can become a full-time job for us. You know, when we're dealing with active cancer, it can become a full-time job in our lives. And so even from your job, you take a break, right? And so I want you to think about taking a break from that diagnosis this weekend and really sitting down and enjoying everything that your life has to give you and has to offer you. And so there you go. That's my last piece of inspiration for you guys. Have a great weekend. I will see you either on Saturday morning for Fork It Over Radio, or I will see you next Tuesday for the Cancer Coach Talks. I will see you soon, no matter what. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye, everybody. Good night. Good evening. Bye.